Ms. Wong, good.
Can you hear me, Walter?
I hear you very loud and clear.
Okay. Good to see you.
I likewise. We'll talk after the meeting. So.
All right.
Can you identify yourself, please, for the minutes?
Her name's Patricia.
From?
You're on mute.
You're muted.
Yeah,
You're muted.
Mrs. Devone is a neighbor of mine at Riverview Towers. Hi, Miss Devone. How are you?
Well, thank you for coming, Miss. Okay, just for Patricia, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, so it's I got quorum because I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I got 4 to 6, so we're good. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Senior Action Committee meeting for April 2nd, 2024. I'll need a motion to accept the minutes which are on the table for anyone that doesn't have them.
I make a motion to accept the minutes.
Okay, and I'll second. And somebody second, please?
I second.
Okay.
Oh, I can't?
Yeah.
Oh,
We're doing improv. Carlton, Pat, can somebody second the motion? Okay, could you unmute yourself, Carlton? And then I need a motion to accept the minutes, the agenda.
Oh, the agenda.
Motion to accept the agenda?
I accept.
All right. So that's
I second.
Carlton.
And I'm going in.
We are going, guys,
I'm
thank you.
on my way.
So we're gonna move on. We have 2 presenters today. Ms. Wong, there was Pat, what's him? We have Ms. Wong from the Department of Aging, and we have Mr. Hamer from Advocate for Seniors. Ladies first, okay, Mr. Hamer, are you?
That's fine, That's fine.
Ms. Wong, we have your flyer, this is your flyer here for the senior course, right?
Yes, senior core. So I can pull up the presentation if that's okay with everybody and get started. So I just wanted to introduce myself and thank you all for your time and the opportunity to share this resource through NYC Aging. My name is Wendy. I'm the director for the Silver Core program, which is a new initiative through NYC Aging funded by AmeriCorps. I'm going to pull up a presentation.
Do you need to share screen?
Yes, I do.
No, wait a minute, she should train. All right, you can share your screen now.
Great. Okay, is everyone seeing this?
Yes.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
wonderful. So I'm really thrilled to be able to share with you information about the Silver Core program through NYC Aging. So what is Silver Core? Silver Core is funded by AmeriCorps, which is the Federal Agency for National Service and Volunteerism. Silver Core is a new addition to the NYC Aging portfolio of workforce programs. Our program serves adults 55 plus, and the goal is to facilitate employment opportunities through volunteer experiences and connections to training or credentialing programs. So the program has 3 main components: volunteer assignments. So we connect people to volunteering at a community-based organization or government agency for 10 hours a week. We have our folks participate in skills training or specialized credentialing programs while they're volunteering. And these 2 experiences combined are meant to enhance their return to the workforce. So we have job development services as well as part of our program. So this is a program roadmap. The person would submit an application. There's an intake and assessment piece with one of our staff members. Folks are engaged in a pre-service training where you learn about topics such as digital literacy, financial literacy, and job readiness, and that's 20 hours at our offices at 2 Lafayette Street in Lower Manhattan. Then you are connected to a volunteer assignment where you'll be committed to that volunteer assignment for 10 hours a week, and we ask for at least a 3-month commitment. And the goal is to really make a community impact, right? There's need out there. You all have talents and skills, and we want to connect those two things. Then you're also engaging in training or credentialing, and then you're working with our job developer to return and look for work, return to the workforce and look for employment. So why volunteer? So I think everyone on this call seems really engaged in their community. That's why you're all here. So these are, not going to be new. And some of you may already be volunteering, but it's really contributing your time and skills to your community, connecting with community members, building self-confidence, increasing social skills, bringing fun into your life. And again, the commitment is 3 to 6 months, 10 hours a week. So these are some of the eligibility criteria. So I mentioned earlier that you must be 55 or older. You must be a New York City resident. You must be unemployed or underemployed. Because this is an employment program, you should be authorized to work in the United States. You do have to submit to a background check and fingerprinting as part of AmeriCorps volunteer guidelines. And then there's those commitments that I mentioned in terms of volunteering. And then also being able to attend a pre-service training. For the benefits of joining this program, volunteering to make a community impact, there is a allowance that we provide to volunteers. It's $50 for the 10 hours of volunteering in addition to travel reimbursement. This program has family household guidelines of being 400% or under the federal poverty level.
Thank you.
Participants receive pre-service training in areas of job readiness, financial literacy, digital skills. You'll be connected to training and credentialing classes based on your goals, and there'll be job development services to help with securing employment. So that might be something like resume writing, interview skills, looking for job opportunities in the community. So after this, if you or someone you know is interested, I can certainly send out an application to you. The application does require these additional supportive documents, which is all listed on the application, and I'm happy to answer any questions after we conclude. And I think this is actually the second to last slide, and that is correct, it is. So I'm gonna leave my email in the chat. This is the Silver Corps general email for myself and the team. And then this is our general phone line if there's any specific questions. Please know that NYC Aging has a website dedicated to describing all of our older adult workforce programs, which I'm going to stop sharing for a second. I'm just going to pull that up quickly if that's okay with the facilitator.
It's going to, yeah.
Okay.
Miss Wong, you can ask a question. Yeah, and Miss Wong? I'll
Speak up,
line
speak
it
up,
up
yeah.
for the minutes.
No, that's okay.
I'm gonna ask the question.
I can call.
All right.
I think I was able to write.
Get a phone number?
Yes. I wrote that. Yeah.
Miss Wong, can we ask questions?
Yes, can I share the website quickly just so everyone can see it and then we can jump into that? So for our website, Older Adult Workforce, you'll see that there's a number of different kinds of programs in our portfolio. And there's information on the drop down about qualifications, eligibility, how to proceed.
Yeah, you got a little fast, Miss Wong. Yeah.
This is it, you can't read it for those of us who are in person, so maybe you could run down what the different, just the titles of the different workforce things.
Sure, yes. So there's an older adult employment program, which is part of the Federal Senior Community Service Employment Program, CSEP. So that program, you have to have a family income of no more than 125% of the federal poverty level. They will help with securing employment by placing folks into internship programs, essentially for 6 months. And there is a stipend there of $16 an hour for that. And then I can.
Okay, Miss Wong, while you're describing the program, could you put the list of the programs back up so we can relate what you're saying to what, I like the $60 an hour, that sounds great.
Oh, I thought it was 16.
No, this is one of the programs she described, it said, it sounded like she said $60.
Well, I
No,
think the house-
16.
Oh,
16.
okay.
16.
Sorry.
Woo,
Sorry to
$60
burst
an
your
hour,
bubble.
that's good. Grabbing your coffee.
Over and over, said, oh,
I can also,
Miriam. What?
Is this better? Sorry, is
I
this
just,
better?
yeah, see, oh, that's better. Yeah.
that's better.
Okay.
I can also email this to you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah.
Information. And can we get,
And her contact, I can, I have that.
a copy of the recording?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be,
Yeah, that's it. You can review it. That's what I do.
So this is the website. These are a little bit larger, hopefully, and hopefully it's easier to see, but this is the older adult employment program. It's designed to help New Yorkers age 55 plus. So the eligibility here is being a resident of New York City, at least 55 years old, being currently unemployed, have a family income of no more than 125% of the federal poverty level, being willing to learn and train in new skills, and then being committed to actively seeking employment. So they offer support in seeking employment. They do offer classes on digital and financial literacy. Participants are assigned an internship at a nonprofit or city agency to train or build their skills. And then there's opportunity to participate in job fairs, workshops, meet with potential employers. So the way forward is attending an information session, or if you want to attend an in-person session, here is a phone number to call. And this is the specific email address to inquire directly with them about this particular program.
Okay.
Question,
Yeah, I just have a couple of questions.
Ms. Wong?
Ms. Wong, yeah. Now, when did this program start? What's the beginning, the onset, and perhaps what initiated the idea of this program?
For the CSEP program? This particular program or the Silver Corps program?
Silver Core.
Oh, Silver Corps. Okay, yeah. So Silver Corps was born out of part of an interest in figuring out how to help the city and then also older adults to recover post-pandemic. So that's part of the objective in terms of connecting older adults to community organizations for impact, and then also using volunteerism as a pathway back toward employment.
Now, you said help the city. Could that be interpreted as perhaps less expensive labor?
Can you say that again?
I was just interested in, you said help the city, and I'm just wondering if it could also be characterized as letting the city avail itself of less
Oh, sorry.
expensive labor.
Come on.
No, I don't think that's the intention. It's really an AmeriCorps funded program that's trying to incorporate the idea of volunteerism and then also return to the workforce. Is it okay
Okay,
if I stop sharing this website?
Yeah.
Okay.
What if, can I ask, what if returning to the workforce means self-employment? Is that a different program or is that not included?
I think that would have to be, that's why we have the intake assessment. It's really assessing like, can we assist you and what are your goals? So that's where that would be explored.
So it's potentially part of it.
Potentially, yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions? Anybody else have any questions? Walter, anybody else got any?
Oh, I see something in the chat. Is there anything in the chat?
No, she just put the,
Oh, okay.
Now, AmeriCorps,
she just dropped this in the chat.
Well, I have a question.
Okay.
Is she there?
Yeah.
Okay, so my question is, are the volunteer activities related to the job that the person is hoping to get in the future? In other words, are you learning skills in the volunteering or making network connections? I mean, in what way do you see the volunteer experience actually helping somebody get a job?
Yeah, I understand that question. So, some of the skills are gonna be, basic. You're gonna be, providing customer service. You're learning about how the particular community organization that you're placed at manages or operates, right? So those are some basic pieces of learning. The goal is really maximizing community impact. So some of it is our volunteers have existing skill sets that would really be beneficial for the organizations that they would be placed at. So that's where we're hoping that it would be helpful for both the community organization and then also the volunteer. The volunteer is being active in a way that they may not have been prior to being out in the community and volunteering.
So it would be a way to improve your resume, so to speak, right?
Say that again?
To improve your resume, to say that you've been active in the last few months.
It can like help with recency, right? You're doing something, you're maybe meeting somebody who can possibly be a reference for you based on the ethic,
Right.
the work ethic and what you're contributing. I mean, there's a couple of different ways that this can go.
Okay.
You said there's other programs that the Department of Aging has, right? And you were gonna describe them briefly?
She did
Turn this
one.
off now. Yes, just turn it off there. Come out.
I put the website link. I know I had just put it up previously and reviewed the CSEP program, which is the other employment program. There's a program called Foster Grandparent Program, which is helping adult 55 plus. That's strictly volunteering, but connecting to opportunities to volunteer to work with children ages 3 to 12 years old. I have the link, I think, in the chat, so that will bring you to the full description and the next steps for any of these programs. And I think I can see it running up on the screen.
Yeah, we could see it.
I want to ask one more question.
You have to just say it.
Okay, can I have one more question, Ms. Wong? So you say this is funded by AmeriCorps? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, is AmeriCorps public or private? I'm not knowledgeable.
It is public.
Public funding. That's the case?
Yeah, I was just looking up the website, so it's part of the, it's a division of the federal government.
Okay, all right.
Just turn it off, just come out of the meeting. Just cut it off. Oh,
Has a life of its own.
or turn your phone off, either or.
I did.
Oh, okay.
Funding. I want to double check on it.
Okay, any more questions? Ms. Wong, thank you for showing up. Thank you for explaining the program.
Thank you all so much for your time.
I do have a not connected question for you. Since what's her name? They used to be here in my poor brain. That retired.
Verna?
What, Lily? No.
Verna Arthur.
Verna Arthur. Thank you. It's because that will they be attending? Do you know who her replacement will be?
She's from a different, like, place in the Department of Aging. I don't think she's really coming in.
Oh, she won't be coming on the regular?
Like, she.
No, I know she's for this program. I'm gonna, does she know who will be replacing?
Walter, I am gonna look into that because we're supposed to have a representative, a replacement for Verna. I will look into that and make sure that they're at the next meeting.
Thank you much.
You're welcome.
And thank you. Go ahead.
I have one more question about the application.
Sure.
So you have to have a background check. Does the person applying have to pay for that?
No, it's funded by the program.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you again, Ms. Wong,
Take
for
care.
your, all right now.
Take care. Bye.
This woman in China's my neighbor, she lives in her building. She's in the African diaspora.
Oh. Oh, she wants to ask, who is it? Speak up, it's okay. I have my
Yeah.
glasses on.
No, she just wants to ask a general question.
Miss Tiara, are you
Yes.
there?
I'm here.
Okay.
Well, thank you for having me. I don't know if you guys know me. My name is Diamine Darspech. I am with the African Diaspora International Film Festival. We are held under Armaton Productions, which is a film distribution company, and we present films, international cinema, and films about people of African descent all over the world. And we've been doing this work for the last 30 years. And we are interested in starting a senior program. We are based in Harlem, and I wanted to find out more information about something we read recently through West Harlem Corporation.
Arts Alliance.
Yeah, there was a screening of Origin at the Magic Johnson Theater, and that was done in collaboration with West Harlem Seniors Coalition. And I was wondering whether anyone is aware of this organization and how we may get in contact with them, because we would be interested in exploring collaboration to screen films that would be appropriate for all the adults. Institute's free screenings during our film festival that takes place in November, December every year. And so I'm just putting it out there to see whether someone could give me any direction on how to move forward with the project.
I just put my email in the chat.
Okay.
I can follow up with your information, as well as we have an arts and culture committee. Are you familiar with them?
Yes, I've been on it also as well.
All right, good. So we'll link together, and I'll get back the information that you're requesting. That sounds great. Anything for seniors, I love to hear.
Okay. Are
All
you,
right.
I'm sorry, are
one of the
you
co-chairs.
Mr. Walter?
That's me.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Anyone else, any more questions, comments? Mr. Hamer, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. All right. So Walter, whenever you ready.
Showtime.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But make sure I get the right profile now. We talked about that.
Yeah, we did. Right. I got my best camera up here. So
Okay, man.
anyway, well, first of all, Walter, thank you for inviting me to just do a brief presentation and overview. And what I want to do in the few minutes that I have is I want to, one, give a little update and background on Harlem Advocates for Seniors, because I'm not sure everybody knows who we are and what we do. Want to talk a little bit about some of the programs that we've embedded in our community at specific locations, which I'll identify in a minute. And then interesting, on my outline, and this addresses the question that just came from the young lady who just spoke. I want to do an update on the WHDC Older Adult Coalition, which I think is one of the most important initiatives that is going on in CB9 right now, which has had a remarkable run of success with the support of WHDC and bringing services to our older adults in CB9 and in some of the surrounding communities. And then just to wrap up my presentation, I want to just do an update quickly on what for my organization and for the Harlem community is the successful completion of probably one of the most comprehensive older adult surveys that has been undertaken. And I'll give you more details about what they call the Advantage Research Survey, which we just successfully completed after almost a year of carrying out that survey. So, and I'm going to just try to run through some of this quick, so I'll try to not give you all of the details. I don't think I have time for all of that. But so first of all, my name is William Hamer. I'm the executive director of Harlem Advocates for Seniors. Harlem Advocates for Seniors is an organization that started out back in 2011 as a older adult coalition, and then in 2016 became a 501c3 not-for-profit organization. A few years back, we undertook a strategic plan, and we came up with a mission, which right now is for us to engage and empower older adults in the village of Harlem and to work collaboratively to try to create an age-friendly community. Our vision is to essentially create a community where all older adults can live and thrive. And that's a key word, to thrive. You know, we don't want folks just to exist. We want our older adults to be able to thrive and enjoy a quality of life that they so richly deserve. One of the unique things about our organization that we started years ago is we adopted a model. And that model is that we're not a senior center. We don't want to become a senior center. And we adopted the model that what we think is that we need to take services to where older adults live. In other words, as a senior center, people come to you, right? We said, well, we're not a senior center. We want to be on the ground in our community. So we adopted a model. We said, so let's take programs and services to where people live. And subsequent to that, over the years, we've established incredible success in establishing programs at specific sites in both Central and in West Harlem. I proudly just say that our flagship site, and I see my friends Francine Waring and Brenda, we started out at 3333 Broadway, that huge building right on the corner of 135th Street. We were invited there, and we have successfully collaborated with the senior committee there and the management to provide programs and services for almost, 8-9 years now. We've been successful in that. We also operate programs at Phillips Senior House, which is on West 133rd Street in Central Harlem. We also provide services at the Fred Samuels development over on 140th Street and 7th Avenue. And every month we have a very robust meeting, which we conduct at the Kennedy Center the second Wednesday of every month from 3 to 5, where we have anywhere from 35 sometimes to 50 people there, where we do networking, we do presentations and collaborations, with our partners and community constituents. Some of the programs that we have at these sites, we do everything that most senior centers do. So we have education information workshops, we do entitlements and benefits, we do fitness and exercise, we do special events and holiday activities. Some of the programs specifically, like at 3333 right now, we have a very active Tai Chi class going on. We have a chair yoga class going on. We have a computer class going on. And we are right now continuing to do very special presentations. We do bingo, we do, movie night, all of that stuff. And those programs we carry out is, in most cases, in all of our sites. In other words, we're there on site. And how do we do this work? I mean, we're not a very large organization, because, funding is always tight. But I've been able to be supported by interns. I've got a cohort of interns that I've been working with now for several years from Hostos Community College as well as Lehman College. So by bringing in those interns, it kind of affords us the resources to help carry out some of these programs. I think what's important to just state is that our success is not just built around us. Our success is our ability to partner with tenant associations and management. We could not do the work that we do unless we had full support of the tenants at those locations and management, because management provides us the in-kind services to use their community rooms And in places like 3333, we have the full support of management that cooperates with us. They've given us a room to operate in. We have full access to the community, which is an outstanding community room there. We have that across the board at our other locations at all. So we have built that relationship with tenant associations and management in order to be able to effectively carry out our work, which we've done successfully. We've been able to attract funding. We've had discretionary funding from both the city, and we have legislative awards from the state. I think we're into maybe our 5th round of funding with West Harlem Development Corporation that has recognized the work that we've been able to do. And so we continue to push the pond to try to, one, build our organization, to also to try to, provide more services as best we can, and to expand our footprint, but not expand it to the extent that we can't handle, the work, right? We've got to be very pragmatic in what we can do and what we cannot do based on funding. So that's just a snapshot of the organization that we have and the work that we've been doing both in Central Harlem, CB10 and CB9. And I want to now just segue into quickly a discussion around what I think is the most important initiative that has taken place in CB9 now in a couple of years. And that has to do with what we call right now the WHDC / Older Adult Coalition. This is a group of providers and community stakeholders and organizations that came together almost 2 years ago. And sometimes, when I think about how long we've been doing this work, it seems like time just flies. But we were approached by WHDC and Ziad Ramadan, the executive director, who had the support of his board, to basically do something on behalf of older adults. That is, remember, this was right after the COVID, right? Isolation, when our older adults were suffering isolation. There was depression issues going on, and people were lonely. And, then the COVID thing kind of lifted a little bit. Our folks were still a little uncomfortable going out. And so we said, and Ziad and I talked, and we talked with other members of his board and others, and said, hey, let's do something to get our older adults out, right? We do a lot of workshops. We do education, we do entitlements, we do a lot of talking. And we said, all right, we've got enough of that on the board, right? Let's get our older adults, let's get them out. Let's take them places. Let's let them have the experience and the joy that they so richly deserve. And so we started over 2 years ago. We took over 300 people to the Rockette Show. We've actually now done 2 cycles of the Rockette Show. We did it 2 years ago. We did it this year. We've taken people to see the play Aladdin, right? We took over 300 people to see Aladdin. We have taken people to both Broadway plays and off-Broadway plays. We went to see the Buena Vista Social Club. We've gone, we actually conducted 2 major events at the Harlem School of the Arts. We did a jazz event, which was a knockout, right? People loved it. And then we also did a paint and sip there. We've taken people to the Jackie Robinson Museum. And I think that, and I probably have missed some of the things that we've done. But I just have to say that none of this could have been done without the effective cooperation and togetherness of an incredible group of people. Right now, we have about 17 organizations represented in this coalition, and the people who have been available for me to work with, and I know I see Pat on the call. I mean, Tony is there. I mean, I see others. Francine and her group is there. I mean, we have essentially pulled together groups of folks, and we have mobilized not just small numbers. We're talking about huge numbers, right? We're talking about hundreds of people to the theater. We're talking about hundreds of people, to the Broadway plays. And I think one of our most significant events, we just happened to, a few weeks ago, where I think this is the young lady who just asked the question about, you know, how did we get to see the movie Origin? Okay. Well, I, along with Pat and the members of the coalition, we had the opportunity to go see the play Origin. WHDC booked the entire theater. We had an entire theater to ourselves. The first show was mostly an exclusive older adult show. We had over 250 people in the theater to see the movie Origin. A wonderful afternoon with popcorn and drinks, and people were really moved by the poignantness of that film, Origin, by the sister and directed by Ava DuVernay. Our good friend and partner, Deidre Brown, who also has the youth committee, had the brilliant idea. She says, well, I think our youth need to see this program as well. This is a movie. And there was some concern about that because, you know, the movie is not Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance movie, right? This is a thoughtful, there ain't no bunch of action in this movie. This is a thoughtful movie that, you know, if you don't know about caste and racism, you know, you're sitting there and you might be a little, you know, not connected to it. We had, at the second event, we had an intergenerational presence at the Magic Johnson Theater of over 150 young people, something like that, right? Yep, we had young people from Thurgood Marshall Academy, from the Eagle Academy, and we had a whole cohort of adults. It was so successful that we did it a second time. So the second and third trips were both intergenerational trips, and Deidre Brown, along with our partners, you know, on this call and others who are not on the call, we were able to pull together not only older adults, but we pulled together, again, a number of schools. And it was just amazing to see our young people in the movie watching this film and were really moved, right? These were young people. And I have to just thank the teachers who came with them, because the teachers saw the movie and many of the teachers said, you know what, this was an incredible movie. And so they wanted to make sure that they took that discussion back to their classrooms. They said, we have to talk about this because this is something new. But those young people, and I was there for all of the sessions and others on the call were there, those young people were moved. Some were like moved to tears. Some were like, you know, just like amazed. They learned some stuff that they had not been aware of. And that all came about as a result of the work of this coalition, the support of WHDC's novel idea to do this and support this work. And we are continuing to do this work. And right now we're looking at, you know, what we're going to do for the spring and the summer, right? And so I'm going to be pulling together a team of folks to talk about the things that we can do with the support of WHDC. And so that's the coalition. So maybe that has answered some of the questions of the young lady who asked a question about, well, how do we get to see Origins, right? Well, that's how we got there. That's what we have done. And we look forward to working with all of the organizations in MCB9 that want to collaborate with us and help us to continue this amazing initiative. And finally, what I want to do is just say that on behalf of my organization, I mentioned to you the Advantage Research Survey. So over a year ago, my organization was approached by a major older adult foundation and said, hey, we want to build and we want to create another program primarily in Central Harlem. There is no NORC in Harlem. Some of you may not know the NORC means Neighborhood Naturally Occurring Retirement Community. This is a concept that has been blossoming over the course of many years. And there are two types of NORCs. One is a vertical NORC. The most well-known vertical NORC in CB9. Does anybody know what that one is? Right? The most well-known vertical NORC, one of the historic vertical NORCs, not only in CB9, but throughout the city of New York, is the Morningside Garden. Morningside Garden right now has been a NORC for many, many years. And this is a development where people have lived for many years, where they have aged in place, and they now have the services and supports of programs that are run by our good friend and a member of our coalition, Ron Bruno, who is the executive director of that NORC. But we are looking at developing what is called a horizontal NORC, which basically does some of the same work, but that work is done on a community level within a catchment area. So we right now, in order for us to be able to position ourselves to do that, we had to complete a major research survey. So we got funding to do a research survey of the Central Harlem community. And I just need to report out real briefly that we were successful in getting over 400 surveys completed by older adults in Central Harlem, which is now being worked on and developed into an outcome report by the researchers who we were working with, which is the Visiting Nurse Health Services. And we're really, really proud of that, because this was not just a 2-minute survey. We developed the survey over the course of 7 months. And this was a 100-question survey, right? Multiple choice, 100-question survey. So when you put that kind of survey in front of an older adult, they look at you like, oh, are you kidding me? I'm not going to spend. It takes you at least 20 to 25 minutes. Some people took 45 minutes. Some people took an hour to do it. But we wound up being able to get supported by Columbia University, by the Greater Links of New York, who basically came in and said, hey, this is a wonderful idea. And they gave us funds to be able to provide some incentive for people to complete the survey. So we were successful in getting over 400 surveys. We are right now in anticipation of our final report coming out sometime end of April, early May. And that will hopefully position us, which we are very optimistic about, to be able to move to phase 2, which is the implementation of a neighborhood program that will support our older adults. So again, I've run through a lot of this information real quickly. Hopefully you all got a sense of who we are as an organization, what we're doing currently in CB9 and the Older Adult Coalition. And let me just say, before I just wrap this up, the Older Adult Coalition, CB9, WAC Coalition, we are looking at ways, and our intent is to kind of move into formalization of that coalition, right? There's been some discussion about maybe creating the coalition as a not-for-profit organization, modeled, not exactly, but somewhat of there's a group that has been around for like 45 years in the Washington Heights area called WICOA, which is the West Harlem Interagency Coalition or Council on Aging. They've been around 40 years, and that coalition has been instrumental in directing resources and supports to the Washington Heights community. And so we're trying to take a look at ways in which we can replicate some of what they have done, but at the same time do something very unique within CB9 to create a vehicle so that the vehicle speaks for older adult services and supports in CB9. There's always that saying that, it's better to have 10 people speaking on the same issue than to have one person speaking on the issue. And so that's where we are right now. And I just have to say thank you to those members of the coalition who are on this call, because we essentially, we've come together, we're all friends, we have a good time, we laugh, we joke. But, when it comes to getting the work done, when you're moving 300, 400, older adults, through via bus, public transportation, however, we do it collectively. We have not had a major incident in any of this work because we've had all hands on deck in terms of making sure that folks can go to the theater, get out, and get home comfortably and safely. And so that kind of ends my, quick presentation. There's other things that I can do. Anyway, I'm done. Thank you. Yeah. So if there are any questions, Walter, I can take a question or two, but, yeah, please.
Mayara wants to ask the question, how do you get involved?
How do you get involved? Just give us your email, because we're going to have we're going to have some meetings coming up. And what we do is we do coalition meetings via right now Zoom. And so we'll send out a link and let you know when the next meeting discussion is going to take place, and you can feel free to join us at that time.
Mayara, did you hear that? Okay, I
Yeah,
got you.
heard it. I just put
All
put
right.
my email into the
Please
the
do. Thank you. Mr. McGregor, you had a question?
Yes, I noted that part of your programming you went to see Origin, which was a book by Isabel Wilkerson
Mhm.
called Cast
Mhm.
before it became an acclaimed film. And she also did another book called The Warmth of Our Sons, which won a Pulitzer. I mentioned that because I'm here because I'm planning on starting a general interest bookstore in Harlem, which does not have one. And one of the initiatives I want to do in the store is a writing workshop geared towards anybody, but specifically targeted towards older folks and younger folks. And the older folks, because they may have had interest in writing or doing a book or may have written something. And I would want to bring in writing instructors and novelists and people like that to workshop their work because they may have written something and never had the time to really go into it and see what was there because of work or family or whatever. And now they're a little older. Maybe the kids are away at college, they're retired, et cetera, et cetera. They have a little more time to really sort of dig into that piece of family history or memoir and see if possibly there's something there that might reach a wider audience. So I just want to throw that out to see if that's something your organization, your people might have interest in.
Mhm.
I didn't hear you mention anything in terms of reading groups or book clubs or anything like that. Is that something that might be of interest to your organization?
I would say absolutely. And on behalf of my organization, I think it might also be of interest to some of the people on this call who also represent organizations and groups in Harlem. But yeah, reading clubs, book clubs, I mean, I think we need to move in that direction. I mean, I think that it's important that we get some of our older adults, as well as young people reading more. I mean, many of us on this call, we grew up reading because, we didn't have technology, right? But when you ask yourself, when's the last time have some of you read a newspaper? When's the last time you picked up a book?
Yeah.
I'm an avid reader myself, so I think that it would be great to establish some book clubs, some reading clubs, where people can read something and then have a discourse afterwards.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so I think that's something we can talk about, going
For
forward.
sure.
Mhm.
Do you have your information in the chat?
No, I don't. I can put it in the chat, I believe.
Okay.
Trust me, I mean, I'm talking on this call, but I mean, I'm not the greatest technology whiz.
I get it. Don't worry about
Yeah, but
it.
we'll get you my information. I'll see if I can
Okay.
put it in the chat.
I have it too, Mr. McGregor. Well,
Yeah, right.
I'm
And
sorry.
Walter has my information. So Walter
Okay, then I'll
can put
definitely
that
get it.
information out to whoever wants to touch base with you.
On the chat.
sorry.
Enter it down.
Oh, I did. I put mine in already.
No, yeah.
And I have his too, so.
Good.
And John, I don't know when you probably would open this bookshop, but I think getting the young to also interact with the seniors, they could read to them.
Oh, okay.
Because
Right.
there's so many that can't read or have problems with eyesight and stuff. It's kind of nice to get them together in person rather than them having to do like over the what do you call those things?
Over Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom or what do you call it when you do books on?
Oh, the audio book?
Audio tape. Okay.
Also, for them to do it like in person would be nice, but
Great.
it also would bring the young with the old.
Okay.
So that's something to think about. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McGregor. Mr. Hamer, Miss Lydia has a question for you.
Oh, no,
Okay.
it's just that
Hi, Bill. It's so exciting to hear what you're doing. I mean, I wasn't really aware of the scope. And as you have heard over and over again, the population is aging, not only in New York, but all over the country. So these are critical things that you're doing. I just want to know where else are you getting funding? Just WHTC? I mean,
Well, we
where-
get funding. I get legislative awards from some of our elected officials. I also have some council discretionary funds from elected officials. And we've been able to secure some funding from groups like New York Academy of Medicine, you know, small grant here. We've got a small grant from Fan Fox Foundation, you know, which helped us with the research survey and hopefully will stay with us as we try to develop a program. And so, you know, we've had small pockets of funding, and I think that's the dilemma of many small nonprofits. You know, we rely on these small hits every now and then. One of the things that I'm optimistic about and hopeful that, you know, we will be able to get to a point in the next year, hopefully, where we can get a sustainable grant, you know, a 2 or 3 year contract that will allow us to build out some of our infrastructure as well as provide services. But yeah, those, you know, that's where we get our funding from. We've gotten some individual contributions. Obviously, some people have given us small donations, but you know, we don't have a lot of big time money, right? But we're still pounding the pavement. Let's put it that way. We're still pounding the pavement.
Thank you.
Are there any more questions? Comments?
I'd just like to say, I don't know how many people here know Irene Zoller, but we are doing a celebration of life for her at the Interchurch Center on Riverside Drive between 121st and 119th and 120th Street. And that is on Thursday at 2 o'clock. So if anyone might want to come, it would be nice. She passed away, and she's the founder of Lily, Life Force in Lady Lives.
Okay, if there aren't any more questions, we're gonna go to, I would have split old business first to new business. I want everybody on the call before they leave to know that, oh, Mr. Higgins, welcome back. I gotta let you, because your library's open now, right?
So not yet. So we're opening on the 15th. I'm back at the branch because we're getting it ready. We have a lot of preparation before it's ready for the public, but we are going to be reopening on April 15th, back to our regular hours. So we're really excited. I'm sorry I joined the call late, but yeah.
Better late than never, always, always. Always good to see you.
Thanks.
For those that don't know, this committee used to meet at the George Bruce Library before COVID. And when COVID happened, everything got knocked out the box, and we're still doing what we can do, okay, every month, first Tuesday of the month, except if Monday's a holiday, then we'll do it the second Tuesday. All right, so again, I'm gonna flip to new business. I want everybody on the call to be aware, May 10th at the Forum, 11 a.m. The Forum is on 125th and Broadway, right on the corner. We will have our second annual Senior Resource Fair. We had our first one last year, which was very successful. We're hoping to expand it a little more this year. We have a little more space, at least for folks to sit down and move around. Unfortunately, we don't have as much room for presenters as we like, but we can always have folks to come and speak. So, a few of you on the call that will already be notified in person. Mr. Gonzalez, I'd like for you to say something to us. Mr. McGregor, I would love for you to come to let people know what you're doing. And Ms. as well. Okay, Ms. Torres always has some good information. Mr. Our health guru, who was on leave, but he's still part of the group. All right, so I just want everybody to know that we're doing our health fair one more time, Senior Resource Fair, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., May 10th, at the Forum, which is 125th Street and Broadway, right on the corner. All are welcome. Bring, you know somebody, bring someone. Okay, we will be fanning out to the senior centers. Mr. Hamer, is he still here? Yes. We'll be connecting with our senior folks to let them spread the flyers, et cetera, before that date. Okay? And there anything else that anybody wants to say? Okay, any old business anybody wants to bring up?
Walter, will we be, this is Yutha, good morning, everyone. Will we be doing the health screenings, the Ryan Center?
Yes, we will. That's my good buddy. I already informed him. He's waiting for the official notice. But he
Okay,
did
and dental van?
Oh, listen, are you here?
No, I'm not here. I'm here,
Okay.
but I'm not in person.
All right. We'll discuss that because we want to have a meeting this week for our update. We're supposed to meet every 2 weeks. So whatever,
Okay.
what day, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, let us know when you're available so the committee can come and we can do the next steps.
Sure, and that's the reason why I'm here, because I thought there was gonna be a short meeting on it. I have some information to share about
Please do.
the space as well.
Please.
Columbia, we're having it at the Forum, but we've already put in our application, but now there's a new process. We could speak about it after the meeting, that the WAC as well as Columbia is now undertaking. I'll explain it to the core committee.
Okay. All right.
I'd like to just say that we're trying to get.
Lily.
Yes, Lily,
Lily.
are trying to get buses. We need the space in front of certain buildings.
Right, how do you get a
How would we
permit
do that?
we're having a hearing screening.
Okay.
And they come in a van.
Okay.
We wanna know how to get a parking, do you need a
You
parking?
mean for the
permit?
Forum?
No.
For your program?
It's gonna be at Manny Wilson.
Oh, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, she's the best person to ask.
Okay, so, yes, we have, lined up two, buses coming to two.
A van.
It is a van?
Well, it's a
It's a pretty large van, yes, and, we need the space in front of the buildings that we want to service, which is Manny Wilson Tower and Logan Gardens. And, neither of them said that they have designated space, so I'm wondering, what could we do, as far as getting that space for them, if that's possible? They're doing free hearing tests. And
Okay, you need to reserve the parking so that you'll have to work with the precinct, the local precinct for that area. So, that's Pat Lewis.
yes,
Hi, I figured that was you. We can talk offline and I can put you in touch with the local
Okay.
precinct and you could reserve space. You don't wanna close the entire street. You just wanna reserve space for your van.
yes,
And is that one or two vans?
it would be one, but it would be going to two, separate sites.
Okay.
Two different sites.
Are those two sites within the same day or is it two different days?
I think they wanna do it the same day.
Okay, well then, yes, we'll definitely have to speak. Because I've never worked with something with a vehicle going 2 spaces within 1 day. Normally, we'll reserve space for 1 day, 1 location. So,
Well, we haven't really.
I'm not saying that it can't happen, but I'm not familiar with it, but we can speak with the precinct.
Well, we are flexible, so if it has to be 2 days, that's not a problem.
Okay,
When is it, when is the event?
It isn't yet.
Are you trying to schedule it?
Right.
Okay.
We want to make sure that they.
oh, so you don't even have a date, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to just jump in because I'm very familiar with the Center for Hearing and Carolyn Stern. We've worked with them for many years. That, who's the contact person, Pat, who speaks to Carolyn? I think you can speak to Carolyn Stern, who's the primary person there, to find out, one, is she talking about one date or two dates? And then you can make your plans accordingly. But
Right, okay. That we're going to do, it's just that we wanted to know, just so that we could tell them that whether or not there was, the space available or how would we, make sure that something was available.
yeah, I
We
think
didn't
as Yutha was saying, you have to get a date first. You need to schedule a date, and then you go to the precinct to see, and then I'm sure Yutha can guide you from there.
Yes,
But it's best, you got to have a date so that they can know what date you're talking about.
Okay, we
and
just
they can
didn't.
look at the logistics on the street that you're requesting.
Right.
Okay.
And
Okay.
weekends are definitely different from weekdays, so just keep that in mind as well.
Yes, okay. I'll call you.
Okay,
Okay, good. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay, Walter, just slipped out for a minute. Is there anything else that anybody would like to bring up or mention before we close? Here he is. Walter, what are we doing now? Are we closing?
We're closing. Okay, can we
Okay.
take a motion to close?
I make a motion to adjourn the meetings.
I second.